Why aren't you on a background, Steve? You haven't been feeling it?
It doesn't always have to be. Do you like it?
I think I'd like it more if you changed it each time, but I don't know if you're gonna put in the effort to do
Oh
that.
yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah. So it'll just be that. I'll take that. I'll take it.
This one's just nice.
Are you guys excited about this new Beetle 2?
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show. Wanna laugh, wanna laugh.
Well, I mean, I love everyone involved. Tim Burton hasn't made a good movie in forever.
That's what I'm worried about.
I'm always skeptical about that, about Tim Burton doing it.
What are we doing? Why are we doing? Why are we?
What are we doing?
Why are we even?
Why are we? Yeah, I mean, and the thing is like, the title kind of bothers me a little bit because I think it's clever.
Just two Beetlejuice.
Well, it's clever because it's like Beetlejuice, right? Like, oh, okay, I get it. Because, if you say it again,
One more
it comes
time.
out. And it's the sequel, so Beetlejuice. Is there going to be a Beetlejuice?
If this one
Well, they
works.
seem to be banking on that, right?
But there's also a weird addition to the title. It's like Beetlejuice 2024 AD. That's the
What?
full title.
Like, officially?
Officially. Beetlejuice 2024 AD.
The fucking echo of your voice is
What do you
insane.
mean?
Have you not heard that, Elliot?
Should be CE.
It should be CE. You're right.
No, I don't. His voice is fine. What are you talking about, Kevin?
I'm not.
You just didn't care that it was that it was on?
Well, I think we were like committed to it, but it got hard.
Yeah.
Well, I was setting up the other day. I was setting up a stream that I was gonna do. I was gonna use there's like a PC app for TikTok to stream live on TikTok.
Okay.
You can use like their own software, and it's almost like OBS. And so I was preparing for a stream where I was gonna sing Christmas songs,
Oh, and you needed that reverb.
and I had it all set up and ready to go. And then it told me to go fuck myself in Chinese. I had to translate it.
Interesting. Well, you got it to work now. Working great.
And then I was unable to stream, and so it must have just left all the settings on. But I love that you guys think that was intentional or something.
I
No
definitely
one had
did.
this. No.
And I was getting pretty frustrated by it.
I
We
love
were
it.
having
No
like a
one-
normal chat before we started too, and it was all echoed.
Yeah, it was like about Joe and like
Yeah.
how it was okay for him to not be on the show. And I love that. I love that you guys. None of you were like, so that echo's just going to be on the whole time, or like no one wanted to say anything.
Do you actually love
Wait,
that?
hold
Like,
on.
do you
Elliot's
like that?
checking into his doctor's appointment right now. He's writing his name down on the page.
Wait,
Hang on, sorry. I got.
wait, hold on. Is that not a mirror?
No, it's definitely a mirror.
Why? What
What
were
were you
you
doing
writing?
over there?
Did I not have a reflection?
You didn't have a reflection.
My Oh God.
Are you okay? How do you feel right now?
No, what were you doing?
Yeah, no reflection.
No reflection. I don't
Are
see
you
anything.
okay?
I don't have a reflection.
What do you do? What did you go originally do over there?
My alarm system has this cool thing, an
Oh,
error
okay.
code that keeps going off nonstop. Like it does it twice a day, and someone has to come out to like replace a motherboard. and it's the most obnoxious thing. So like randomly, anytime we use the garage door, Grace can't hear, it'll go crazy, and I gotta turn it off.
Okay, all right, okay.
But
That's
the
a good-
reflection is the bigger issue.
well, hold on. We haven't gone through all this alarm stuff yet.
Yeah, it's gold. Kevin, we've been watching this show called Mrs. Davis.
Oh wow.
Wait,
Where are you at?
I think I saw that show. Is that the one with the nun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
I have no idea yet still what's going on. But
What
we're pretty
episode
far.
are you on?
We have I think we've watched 6 episodes, maybe 7. I think
Oh,
okay.
that's deep.
yeah,
You're
we're
almost
pretty
done
deep
then.
into it. Yeah. Is there like a reveal coming?
Yeah. You
Okay.
watched the whole thing, Kevin?
Yes.
I enjoyed all the Lindelof stuff, but that other person that was working on the show kind of made it different.
Okay.
It's
But
much more
I-
religious than I was expecting. I'll say
It
that.
is more. It's like less like because there's a lot of religious stuff lately that's like, oh, but this is how absurd religion is, and it's a cult and all that. But this one seemed to be like a little bit more respectful of
It is.
which I whatever, sure. The characters are good. Do you like it? You like the characters, Elliot?
Yeah, I like it. I just don't know what's going on. It's a super like it's a lot of kind of enjoying it and then just having to hold the fact that I'm like, I really hope they explain something.
Yeah, because you have
Yeah.
to really like give it your attention, your full attention.
Yeah.
You can't casually watch that show.
I think it's
that's
well
a good way to
made
put it.
though.
Yeah.
I think
It
it's
is
not,
well
like,
made, but
really
it's not the
shitty.
best of the Lindelof stuff.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Did you know the
Absolutely
actual title is Mrs. Davis 2024 AD?
Wait,
Right?
I put an
looked this
echo
up.
on his voice before.
Yeah.
I don't
Kevin?
see any official title.
Excuse me.
Where you want me to look for this? Because what's the official movie database that would have this information?
It says it on all the posters.
The posters are for marketing purposes.
Right. And the 2024 AD part is meant to so that people
Let's
understand.
ask ChatGPT.
So that people understand that it's not like a reboot or something.
What is the official title of the Beetlejuice sequel?
Hang on, Elliot. You have to type too, since we're all typing.
Wow, ChatGPT doesn't even know that there's a sequel coming out.
I just read a thing. Did ChatGPT go, oh, I didn't know there was a Beetlejuice too.
It literally said that in robotic terms.
Okay, hold on.
IMDb just says Beetlejuice.
That's what I
Yeah,
saw
I know,
too, my friend.
I know, and everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, it's Beetlejuice." But
Look,
Even
I
the
would
poster
trust
I'm
you if
seeing-
you cite your sources.
But Tim Burton even mentioned that it was like a nod to like the classic like Dracula. There was like some Dracula that had like a date on it, and he like. He said,
Oh,
like,
speaking of, did you see the Nosferatu trailer?
No, I don't want to see a thing.
Okay, I'll shut up. No more.
No, I don't want to see a thing.
You sound quieter, Kevin. Can you bump up your?
You do sound a little quieter.
What the fuck? Hold on, let's take a look.
Let's
Can you
start
get in
over.
front of a mirror.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Valleycast.
Hey guys, how was your week?
Does this sound better at all?
Yeah,
That didn't sound very convincing.
you sound
that
worse.
doesn't sound good at all. It
Oh
sounds
my
like you're coming from
God,
a different
what the f-
microphone now.
I'm trying.
What is this horrible shit?
Forget I said anything, Kevin.
This is stupid.
And
I
Joe
can't
wanted to
find
take a
anything
week
about
off from this. Joe wanted to take one
Here we
week
go.
off.
How's that?
Usually,
Is that nice?
sure.
Yeah, whatever, man.
It doesn't.
Who cares?
I didn't change anything.
I mean, maybe you got closer. I don't know. Anyway, I read something where he said it was intentional to add the 2024 AD. Oh,
But you don't like it. So you're already like, I don't like this. So you're coming in with a critical eye.
well,
Understandably so.
I think it's weird to call it that. Beetlejuice 2024.
No, he just means the movie in general. Are you
Yeah.
excited about it?
Well, yeah, because I like movies, and like I said, I like everybody involved in the movie. I like it. They were talking about when they were like promoting the movie that Michael Keaton said that the only way he would do it again is if there was a really strong anti-gay message in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so that part I'm kind of curious about. No, he said he'd do it. He said he'd only do it if there were more practical effects than visual effects.
That part is very cool. I'm excited about that part.
And in the trailer, it does look like there's like some really cool puppetry and like when you see the sandworms are like stop motion again. I think that's pretty cool.
Do you think those stories are true, or do you think that movie stars what they really say is you pay me a lot more, and I will say that that's part of it?
Well, I don't know.
It goes into the marketing. It's like definitely part of
it.
Well, I hear you, and I honestly we'll never know.
We'll never know,
because there are all these like stupid little like impossibly clever stories about the whole
Jared Leto.
Yeah, like
ate
Jared
somebody
Leto.
on the set of Suicide Squad.
Jared Leto sent
yeah
the director's mother's finger to him as a gift for working on Morbius. No, but you guys know about that James Cameron one where he came in to do Aliens. He was gonna
and just wrote the
$, and it's like, did he really do that? Or is it just kind of fun to say that he did that?
Yeah,
let's ask him.
But let's think about Michael Keaton for a second, because Michael Keaton is a legend and he's an incredible actor and he's very funny and he's still got it. And I feel like he doesn't have to do Beetlejuice 2. And honestly, the idea of a Beetlejuice 2 like fucking 60 years later sounds like
weird.
A bad idea altogether.
Yeah.
So when you think about all of those things, you think about a Michael Keaton who doesn't need this, saying like, all right, you know what? I'll do it if it's just like cool puppets and stuff. If you make it like the old one, so that might be something he'd ask for, because like he doesn't need this.
It implies that though that the alternative was that Tim Burton would have just used computer animation, or CGI, which would imply an already kind of lazy or maybe not as good of a product direction from the famed director. It kind of takes like, what's to say that Tim Burton wasn't like, well, obviously we're going to make sure we're doing a lot of practical effects. Wouldn't that be his main thing when he's pitching the movie?
Well, it's interesting because like what we learned about what we've seen Tim Burton make in the past like 10 years is all like green screen, no set stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems like he doesn't really care anymore to make like, maybe he's like, who does a really good impression of Tim Burton is Owen. Owen doesn't. Do you guys ever heard Tim Burton talk?
Yeah.
I mean,
he goes like, well, when I made that movie, I was really thinking about how I'd have a good time at the end of the day. Kind of like Owens is way better, but he probably goes like, I could make this movie super cheap if we just put the CGI background.
Yeah.
and he probably saves the studio some pennies by doing green screen shit, and they probably love that. And honestly, he slaps his name on anything and people still come to see it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think they need to pull any special tricks they don't need to pull marketing tricks like saying, I mean, they could, you're right. They could have just come out and said, in the marketing, you know, they didn't have to say Michael Keaton was like only if you make it practical or whatever. But it is interesting to think about how Tim Burton's been mostly using computer generated imagery to fill the frame of all of his movies. And it kind of does feel like Michael Keaton's like, all right, Tim, I'll do your fucking movie as long as it doesn't look like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I do believe happened.
Right? It was probably that line. And they're like, okay, he wants it to be practical.
What was Tim Burton's last movie?
Like Big Eyes or something like that? Or Dumbo? Was it Dumbo?
Dumbo.
Yeah,
He did Dumbo?
Yeah.
With
I
Danny
didn't see
DeVito.
that. Danny DeVito. Yeah, did you see it, Elliot?
No, it's not. It's on my list.
You know, I think I'm sure it is. I think I
Well, he
watched.
did Wednesday, and then he did Dumbo. Damn.
Yeah, he worked. I think he probably directed the first episode of Wednesday or something, and then the rest of it he was just like an executive producer. I think.
Do you guys want to know something personal?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Recent, you know how we live on like a hill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside my office, there's like all these little holes. And I've come to the conclusion that I'll not come to the conclusion. I've seen the little gophers. And the worry is that they will compromise the foundation of the
Oh, interesting.
Ground.
and so
That's a real concern, huh?
yeah, they can go like their tunnels can go like 40 feet into the ground, and they make these like huge networks, and they're super cute. But anyway, we're killing them with traps
Yes,
that have
dude.
been set up by Orkin.
Oh, and don't cry, anybody listening. Oh, don't start
Cry,
crying.
don't come at me, because
Here's
it's gonna
the
get
thing.
dark. It's about to
These
get
are-
real dark.
These are invasive creatures.
Rodents.
They're
Rodents.
rodents. They're pests.
And are they cute? Yeah.
Vermin.
I was in out of town, and coyotes appeared and scared the heck out of Grace
Good.
because they got in the backyard. They were like looking in the door of the bedroom, like,
Jeez.
we are here. And so she was freaked out. And then I checked our Ring app when I got back. This is like a couple days ago, right? And I see that there's a coyote in our front, right? And it's like there's two of them, and they're sniffing something. And so I go out there, and I'm like, what is this? Is this going to be some sort of poo or defecation from them? And what it was a little metal trap. So the coyotes smelled in the underground, the gophers in the trap,
Whoa.
dug a hole, got the trap out,
And
dragged it all the way across the yard. And when I looked at the trap, there was just a little bit of I'm sorry to say this, a little bit of fur.
So the
Holy
coyote
crap, so
got
they
into
dug-
the trap?
No, they dug into the hole where the trap was, and
Yeah.
the gopher was in the trap, stuck, and they pulled out the trap, which had the gopher in it,
Yeah.
and then ate the gopher from the trap.
Kevin gets
So
it.
Well, that's what I'm
you're
saying.
feeding the coyotes essentially
Yes.
now.
We're just
Yeah.
feeding the coyotes.
And now
Like
they
a
know.
buffet.
And now they know. They're like, we've got these little containers with
Yes.
food in it.
Tupperware. And I asked, because they come every week, the Orkies, and I said, what can, and he was like, oh, no. He was like, the
Nothing.
coyotes, there's nothing you can do.
So the trap, though, that it was in,
Mm-hmm.
that's easy to access the inside of it?
Apparently.
Apparently.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, will you show
Yeah.
us? And let's
I have a
relax.
story about my-
And let's
my-
relax, everybody, about
Does
animals.
Elliot have a gaming chair?
And let's relax.
Look at this chair, Steve,
It does look like a gaming chair.
with a nice little pillow attached to the top of it. That
Just
looks like
mine.
luxury.
Mine has a little pillow. Oh, you can't see it. Well, fuck you.
I know, but like you're expected.
I guess
You're
that's true, 'cause
expecting.
I do game. And sometimes professional.
Oh, he's got a trap. Whoa, that's a weird look. It's still not there, Elliot. It's still not there.
So weird. That's so scary.
No reflection.
I'm going to have to pray about it.
Yeah. Wow.
And you can see the
Okay,
little...
can you?
There's the fur.
Okay. That's the fur. But can you explain the mechanism of the trap? I'm a little confused here.
I actually can't, Kevin. I'm really
Okay.
Okay, so
I've looked at this for a while and I cannot mentally figure out what part.
Snatches it.
It's to the point that I'm still worried it's gonna snap me. Like it has to have, this must be a counterweight. Anyway.
So that's a
Damn.
terrifying contraption.
Looks like medieval.
It looks like a saw trap.
Yeah.
And what I was imagining was a like box.
Right. You would think that. No.
So this is the so. I mean, what you really want to do is talk to your guys over at Orchid,
David Arkin.
David Arcord.
And just say like, well, we need traps that are not easy for other animals to access.
He said that doesn't exist. He doesn't give a fuck.
I was like, is there any kind of anything? He's
Here's
like,
what
no.
you could do. You could do what my grandma does, because she gets gophers in her yard. She finds the hole. She takes a hose, puts a hose into the hole,
Nice.
pours water into it, then comes around to other holes so that when the gophers escape,
Yep.
she has a shovel in her hand, and when they pop
Whacks 'em.
up, she smacks them.
But how's she
Literal
supposed
whack-a-mole.
to know? How's she supposed to locate all the other holes?
She does it, dude. She's killed at least like 5-6 gophers.
Probably scent. She probably smells them like a freak.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
it's
hope
pretty
you
wild.
solve this problem, because it seems like you like every solution comes with a set of problems.
Yeah.
His entire livelihood's on the line, too. He could slide down the mountain.
Your whole
Right.
house could slide off a mountain.
Yeah. And we got an air horn.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty fun. And that's for the coyotes because that's like what apparently the only thing you can do. And because of Goose, we don't have Goose anymore. There's no.
Yeah,
like,
did Goose scare him
deterrence.
off?
Yeah, I mean we assume because basically they can smell the dog. I think Goose would have been terrified of them. But thank God Goose isn't around anymore, because if that wasn't the case and these were coming around, Grace is like, well, they would go after
Yeah.
Goose, and that wouldn't
Yeah.
go well. Like if they were in that yard that day,
So what are you gonna do?
move.
Yeah, I think move is the only way to go. Kevin loved that. So, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
The most fakest shit.
Yeah,
Ever. The saccharine.
like a TV show, like a TV show where you're trying to like keep the conversation. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna move?
No,
Or are you
he's
just
not
gonna
gonna move.
You're gonna see if that you're not gonna move.
Nah.
He's not gonna move, dude. Are you afraid of
No.
coyotes, Elliot? Like, if you were walking and you saw one like walking nearby, would you be?
I actually am
frightened?
not. And they're all over the neighborhood. We were driving
Yeah.
around the other day. One was walking down the sidewalk as if going on a stroll, and
Yep.
I like honked at it. And then this dude on a bike heard me, and I like rolled down my window and said hi to him. And I was like, "These coyotes are crazy, man." And he was like, "What are you gonna do?" No, he was like,
What are you gonna do about it?
he's on his bike, and he just goes, "They got 2 of my cats," and then cycled away. And I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, that made me sad. Okay, bye, sir.
Damn, that's intense, because that's the thing. It's like when you see them everywhere, like because I've lived in California my whole life. And if you go up to some of the more, mountainous areas of California, you're liable to see a coyote. They're all over the place. And most of the time, I mean, all the time, they're afraid of humans.
Yeah.
They don't really.
I don't mind them.
They don't like fuck with humans. Really, they don't want. They don't want to. They're afraid of us.
I've heard stories of them like trying to get, if it's like a little 3-year-old or something running around. I've heard stories if they're really hungry, they might go for it.
No, I don't think I've ever. I think they'll certainly grab like your pet, your cat, or your
Pets
little
for sure.
little dogs or whatever. But it's interesting now. Like what I'm noticing now is that they seem to be more frequently observable.
Yeah, like they're out
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, like they're learning that we don't really fuck with them.
Yeah.
used to be super scared of us to the point where they wouldn't even come near us and like purposefully avoid us. But now that they're really not being there's no repercussions of them being out in the open. They're just like learning to be out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
That's
interesting.
interesting.
Well,
Yeah,
it
because like they
matches-
walk close to you too. Like they don't
Yeah,
care
they're
at
like
all.
they're
They'll just
like
hang
a
out.
stray dog.
They'll
Yeah.
look at you like they have seen you a million. Like, hey,
Yeah.
You're like, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
And then just walk right by, mosey on by.
Yeah.
Don't
I've
mind me.
seen them from my balcony, like walking around the neighborhood, like on the sidewalk, like just.
That's
or
weird for
crossing
your
the street.
area too,
I know.
Steve. Yeah.
Because it's like city. It's like, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, we're not that far from the mountains. The
but
mountain
still.
range. But yeah, it's city, man. And they're just like roaming around.
they symbolize, the Native American trickster. So
Interesting.
Coyote is a trickster figure who's known for his cunning and his.
That's right.
wit.
Didn't you read a book about? Yeah.
Read a
I
book
remember
about
the coyote
coyotes?
book.
My dissertation stuff is all.
That's-
all
yeah.
history.
And
Incredible.
and they make horrifying sounds when they're like, they're like, they're not intimidating or scary themselves, but the sounds they make are fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
Could you technically make a coyote your pet?
I don't think so. I don't think they're
I don't believe you can, yeah.
domesticatable.
Have you seen that meme that is like someone where they're like, just caught this dog. It won't stop biting me, and it's clearly like a puppy coyote.
Oh yeah, like
No,
found
that's
a new
amazing.
dog. Like found a new dog. Yeah, I've seen like those kind of memes where it's like, "What do you think of my dog?" Or like, "I love my new dog," and it's like not a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few. I've seen a few. Those are always really fun. Those are really good. And I'll tell you, those coyotes, they gotta go.
Oh, you don't
I
want them here.
Well, what's next? They're gonna start getting part-time jobs.
They could.
Look at the chat.
I'm gonna see right now. It's loading.
Lost dog, bro.
It's a picture of clearly a coyote that says "Lost dog found on Chamberlain Road, no collar, and seems to be a bit aggressive. Also, doesn't like baths, but she was pretty dirty. Took most of the night, but she's resting comfy now on the bed. See, maybe that'll become a pet.
Yeah, maybe.
Because we've seen raccoons becoming pets, which is also like not a good idea.
That's more risky. I'm
But-
just
but
saying,
the-
like they're
but-
so
but I'm
comfy
talking
now with
about-
humans.
But the thing is like we're talking about wildlife here. And wildlife is called that because they live in the wild and they flourish in the wild, and we live in a domesticated infrastructure that dogs becoming friends with humans is something that happened over centuries. And initially I'm sure dogs were more like coyotes and were like not really approachable or were scared of humans or whatever, but not coyote dogs would just come to the fire that humans would be sitting around and looking for food. And then humans would be like, hey, this is a cute little thing that's not trying to kill us. Let's give it food. And then the next thing you know, they're domesticated. So if suddenly people started feeding coyotes as
There we
if they
go.
were dogs, then maybe in the next 10 centuries, we'll have domesticated coyotes. I don't know, Elliot. Any thoughts
Let's
on that?
start the
Yeah,
movement.
the question: Are we each doing our part? Like,
Yeah.
feed them.
Feed them.
Well, I've been starting
Elliot is.
fires in the summertime to attract coyotes. I've been starting fires in the dry brush
Wait.
so I can attract coyotes.
Hey, I go out on the dry brush and I start fires.
I go under freeway overpass and super dry areas in the summer. Have you guys seen these videos of these like it's upsetting to me that it's even called this, but there are these professional building climbers.
Oh yeah, I've seen these.
Seen
Is that
this
what they're
shit?
called?
Well, that's what they're calling themselves.
Building climbers?
Professional building climbers.
There's a key word in there.
Don't forget the
brainstorm any-
professional part, because and you've seen these on TikTok, Kevin, where there's people like climbing a building, got like a
Yeah,
they've got, like,
I
a
mean, not on
GoPro.
TikTok, but yes, I've seen the clips on Instagram and
So
shit.
well,
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them now. It might be the same guy, but basically what I've been seeing is this guy's wearing like a GoPro, and he's climbing up the side of like a fucking mountain or a mountain. He's
like skyscraper.
He probably started climbing mountains. But he's climbing like skyscraper, like a big, like a hotel building in New York
Yeah.
or some big thing in San Francisco, like major cities. And the videos usually start with them like super fucking high up.
High up.
You see the tops of other buildings, and you just see like there's one video specifically where it's like there's only like a clearance enough for him to like hold his body against the
Yeah,
wall
like
with his
stem
legs
himself.
and hands,
Yeah.
and then slowly like
Yeah.
go up with their hands and legs. And I'm like, this is fucking insane and stupid. And then, but these particular videos have been ending, or part of it. A big part of the video is suddenly you'll hear someone above going like, "Okay, just keep on coming up, but you're under arrest." And
I haven't seen that
the
part.
person climbing's like, "Yeah, no problem. Let me just, I'm just gonna get up here in just a second." And then you hear him go, "Yeah, just take your time, but we'll be up here." And like I've seen like 2 or 3 of these people that are just, they have no gear.
Yeah,
no
there's no
gear.
ropes.
There's no ropes. They're just like their hands and their legs, and they just climb up buildings as slow. Like, and it's not a race. It's not about how fast they could get up there.
It's just doing
It's
it.
about doing it. And in this particular one, he goes, "Okay, no problem." And you see him pull out his phone and like text something. You don't see what the text is. But then all of a sudden, down on the very bottom on the ground, you hear people go, "Whoa, you got this. Yeah." Like, I think he probably texted them, "And I'm under arrest." And so anyway, he gets to the top, and they're like, "Do you need help?" And he's like, "No, I got it." And then I'm coming up, and he comes up over, and then the fire department's like, "Are you okay? Are you injured?" And then the police come, and they're like, "We're arresting you now." And then he's like, "Okay, yep, no problem." And they're like, "What do you got in your pockets? Anything?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just got my lighter and I got a phone." And they're like, go through the process of arresting him, and it's very calm. It's very
Oh yeah.
like, "Okay, now you're under arrest." And that guy's like, "Yep, no problem. Here we go. I'm going to jail again, or going to fucking whatever." And all I could think of is like, is that worth it? Is that worth it?
I'm wondering though, does he get arrested or does he get just like fined for like trespassing?
Well,
or
maybe
something
there's
like that?
maybe it depends, maybe there's fines, maybe it's an arrest.
He probably knows
if he-
what the crime,
Yeah.
whatever the thing is, and just is like, okay, I might have to,
It's worth it to him.
yeah,
Well,
cost benefit.
there's like such a frivolousness about it, and then I was like, I was like, whatever, however you want to get your kicks or whatever. Like, I'd never be caught doing that. But there was someone talking about how
You would be caught dead doing it.
I would be actually only caught dead, dude.
I think all of us would be caught dead doing it.
I would actually be caught dead. But there was someone who responded to one of those on a Reddit post or something, and they said that they were an EMT in San Francisco or something, or I can't remember, some major city, and they were coming to respond, or was it EMT or I can't remember what, because he basically said that he had to, there were these 2 kids that were like, and by kids I mean like, I don't know, 20-year-olds or whatever. They were climbing this God, I always want to say mountain. It was like, climbing a building is a ridiculous thing to say, I guess. But they were climbing this fucking building.
Your brain won't let you. No,
Like,
no.
like climbing mountain. That's all you climb in a mountain. They were climbing this building, and this isn't a really fun story. And I guess like one of the, and they were doing this. They had their cameras. They were influencers or whatever. and it's not gonna end like in a fun way, but it is. But it's gonna be cautionary. It's cautionary,
Okay.
and it's another side of the story of these people that climb these fucking buildings without any equipment or safety shit. So one of the young kids is like screaming in the lobby of this building, "I killed him! He's dead! He's dead! Oh my god!
Oh,
my god!"
Jesus.
And they're like, "What's going on?" So the guy goes up to the fucking very goddamn top of the building and has to climb up this impossible fucking thing. So you're putting the rescuer people in danger, the EMT, the medical people in danger. And he said there was this big open like silo or something, like it was meant to be filled with rainwater or something, and they used it for like recycled water in the building. And the young folks were on top of that, and one of the guys slipped and broke through the thing that holds the silo, that keeps the silo closed,
and fell inside.
Fell in and died.
Yeah.
And he said it was like a really like hard to get to, like he had to get down in there and confirm that this person was dead. He had to like feel like you have to go in for confirmation this person's dead, and it's dangerous.
But this was on the rooftop of the place?
Yeah, so it was like they were on the rooftop.
So they made it to the top?
They made it to the top, and then so there's a lot of people that do these things where once they get to the top, they find the most like crazy thing to stand on. And then they take like a picture of their feet on like a thing, and then you see this like impossible angle, and it's like, whoa, crazy. But it's like, you know, that person's family, like that changed lives that day when someone dies that way, you know. And if that person had fallen like down to where the public is, it could have caused like more deaths, you know, more accidents. And so I was thinking about how what's the word I'm looking for? How like casual the guy who's getting arrested in the video is like, "Oh yeah, no problem, I'm arrested now," and is used to it. But the idea of creating an inconvenience that is dangerous for other people by doing something so stupid, and then imagine dying that way, and then that's stupid too.
Yeah.
The whole thing is stupid and upsetting, and I don't like it.
It does seem like you're pretty, like you're getting choked up, not choked up emotion, like sad vibes, but like you are flustered by this, and it does seem to hit some chord in you that you lividly hate.
Well,
like you seem really, really upset. Like it's like making everyone uncomfortable.
I had to read. What's wrong? Let me get.
Like as soon as he said that, you just went like this, like, fucking realization.
I gotta think about it. I gotta think about why. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's right. I mean, look, I'm leaving out some like details about the person that had to climb down to the body. There was like, it was like this really sad, upsetting story that was like,
it sounds like.
And the one part that really kind of fucked me up, and he said the thing that he can't like stop thinking about even years and years later, and he'll never get it out of his head, was that this young person was like looking up with their eyes like wide open, mouth open, dead.
Jesus.
And the rain that was like coming down was like hitting his eyes, and it wasn't like blinking from the like rain, and was like, this is definitely a dead person. But the description of finding that person that way, and then the image of seeing, like, you never think of that, how like, obviously you're not going to react to things in your eyes if you're dead already. And it's like seeing a young person like staring into the, you know, void of death with like rain. It was just such a haunting image for that person, and then sharing it. and then seeing the like
Guy do it so
seeing
casually.
the guy being like,
Yeah.
I'm such a badass because I'm climbing a fucking building and now I'm getting arrested and this happens all the time. And it's like, but dude, you could die real easily and hurt a lot of people. It was just like, it's upsetting to me, Elliot.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, what
Do you currently go to therapy? Do you have a therapist currently?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. You
don't
know
need
who my
one. Yeah,
therapist
you're fine.
is? The Lord.
Yeah, that's good. That's the best one, the original.
I talk to my therapist. Yeah, I do talk to a therapist, actually. Jesus Christ.
There's a building called Sprouts. It's a grocery store.
Yeah.
And it's in Eagle Rock.
Whoa. Heard of it?
And the side of it is beautifully textured and built in a way meant
Ooh,
for
that
climbing.
looks climbable.
And ever since I started climbing, I have had such an urge to climb that building. And
is that
because
as
of
a
this story,
Yeah.
maybe I won't, Steve. Maybe I won't do that.
I just want my friends to be safe. And look, if it's your time, it's your time. And if you enjoy climbing things, that's awesome. There's safe ways to climb stuff that will keep you safe and others safe.
I mean, this thing, it's a grocery store size. It's not a skyscraper.
Well, sure, but it's still dangerous, don't you think?
Aren't we tired of this?
Like being afraid of death.
I mean,
Aren't we done with this episode? Like, why are we?
I was
Kevin,
enjoying that.
What are we doing?
I was like, Kevin. I was like, oh, Kevin's got that bug. This could be interesting. Elliot's like, why are we talking about this?
Why
Why are we talking about Kevin's extracurricular activity?
Who gives a shit?
Who cares? I don't care if you like climbing.
I don't give a shit. I don't care about your little hobbies.
But I couldn't help but think of Kevin Plachy, little Kevin Plachy, who we love and respect, and would like to see live a ripe old age. Who likes his boundering? He likes getting chalked up and boundering. And that's scary, man. It's scary to Elliot, you don't give a shit about climbing, or you don't care.
I was being facetious. I care a lot.
But you don't care if someone decides to do that.
Yeah, what if I was like, I'm going to start climbing skyscrapers?
Well, what are your
Go
thoughts?
get your ass up there. What are you talking about for?
Well, you're just supportive of anyone's endeavors. Like
I'm supportive of them doing it, but not talking to me about it. I don't care.
because you don't want to get as upset as I am about.
I don't find other people or their activities or hobbies interesting.
Yeah,
That's
that's it.
it. Well, that's it for this panel of VidCon. Thank you, Elliot, for being our subject.
I would if I do live near Eagle Rock. If I was driving past Sprouts and
I think you know which one I'm talking about.
I might. And if I saw Kevin climbing it, it would probably make me so happy, and it would add years to my life.
And you would just be cheering. Yeah! But what's next?
I would just give him a.
What's next? The Matterhorn in Switzerland?
Do you think
When
you could
does it
climb
end?
the Matterhorn at Disneyland?
When does the insatiable need, the burning desire to traverse the side of a structure end? When does the need to do such a dangerous act end?
When somebody dies.
Freudian death drive.
That's what it is. It's like, I think it's like we're all gonna die. It's terrifying. We're scared of it, but we're gonna face it head on. And if it happens, it happens. And maybe I'll do it under my terms, in my conditions.
What do you think about death, Elliot?
Rarely. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about it.
You don't think we got to worry about death?
You don't have to worry about death?
No, I think they're gonna figure it out.
You know what? There is a movement of people that think that in the next like 10 years they're gonna figure out death.
Yeah. Yeah, that one guy that takes his son's blood.
Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
And he drinks it. That guy, he the pictures where he posts pictures of him and his son, and he's like, look at how we look the same age. That guy.
Yeah.
Or is, it a
and he,
different, or is that a different guy?
Yeah, that guy. And
Yeah,
they don't.
They
I think
don't.
it's not his
They
son.
definitely don't.
Oh, I thought it was his son.
It's not
He
his
takes
son.
his dad, or he gave his blood maybe to his dad.
No,
His
no, he
dad's
takes his
involved
17
too.
Oh, okay. Well,
He also takes his son.
he also measures his erections and like
Erections.
logs and like thickness and
When he
And in
sleeps and
hell?
stuff.
frequency. Yeah.
And what is the purpose of that?
To live forever. Oh,
No,
you
to
mean the
measure
erection thing?
The erection.
Vitality.
Men's health,
What?
yeah.
What? Oh, like the strength of the strength of the erection.
Why are we doing this still?
If you're